So, I want to talk about why I started my YouTube channel and why I became Muslim and the other few things that I I think are necessary to talk about. But I started my YouTube channel because I wanted to journal my thoughts and I wanted to document some of the things that I think are necessary for me as a youth. Personally, there are a lot of things that I've learned from YouTube. For example, I do my own hair because of YouTube, and I learned a few other skills just from YouTube. So I started this channel because I realized that in Africa we haven't done a lot of documentation around our stories, around our life and our culture in general. So this is me just trying to document anything that I can. And one of the few things that I started with was maybe vlogging and podcasting. So the first official episode that you're going to see here is me sitting down with a student and talking about his academic journey and all those other things. I'm doing all this in the hopes that others can get to learn and see where we've come from and where we're going. So as a youth, I started this channel with that trajectory or that vision. But mainly it was to just journal my thoughts and the things that I go through. Obviously, there are other things that I'll be doing on this channel, for example, traveling and documenting some of the traditional healing methods that we have, and also organic farming, wildlife, and a few other things that are just cultural and natural to us. Then I also wanted to talk about why I became a Muslim, and of course, this is this also has to do with YouTube. So being on YouTube, I think I I joined YouTube around 2019, 2020, yeah, around 2020, 2021. I joined YouTube and I started watching a few other things. But as I was scrolling, I came across a few people that were a bit controversial and people that had a lot of information on their minds. And some of the things that they were saying were things that were triggering my mind. So just a backstory, I was born a Christian, and in being a Christian, there were a lot of things that I had started questioning, especially things to do with how Christianity is practiced and some of the things that are done there. But of course, I'm not going to go into so much details or into particular details. Just want to say that I started questioning some of the things, and in my questioning or in my reading, in my research, in listening to other people speak about this whole thing of Christianity, I I found myself looking at other religions. I found myself looking at Rastafarianism. I found myself looking at African spirituality. I found myself looking at Islam. I found myself looking at anything that I could put my hands on. But in all the search that I've been doing, I just found peace in Islam, and so I became a Muslim. And when I became a Muslim, of course, I came with that judgmental aspect of questioning everything. But in Islam, I realized that it was all about you being an individual and your faith and your God. It was all about you and Allah understanding who you are as a human being Yeah, it wasn't about other people, it wasn't about anything else, but it was just about you as a human being and the one that created you. Basically, that's that. And then, so I had a few notes, and the other note that I have is a request to you guys. So, you know how when we listen to motivational speakers and they say things like just go ahead and start doing something, but really it doesn't look easy to start just from nowhere. But here I am. I have started, and my request is you guys, you can join me in this journey, and let's see where we end up. So I started because of the motivation that I got from others, where they say just start, even if you don't have equipment, even if you don't have anything, you can just go ahead and start doing something. And so this is me starting this journey and hoping that I can get support from my fellow youths, from all other people that think or have similar views as myself. There are a lot of things to discuss. There are a lot of things to discover. There are a lot of things to learn from. And yeah, I hope we can achieve something with this. Then the other note I had was talking about the people that have inspired me. So one of the people that inspires me a lot is of course Penuel, the Black Pen from South Africa. He calls himself Penuel the Black Pen, and this guy basically calls himself God wherever he gets the courage from, and the things that he says are a bit controversial. And in this controversy, you find a lot of things that will resonate with you, a lot of things that make sense just to anyone. And so yeah, he's one of those people that triggers my mind to think a bit harder and to learn more things than I know. Then the other person that inspires me a lot is of course Joshua Maponga, an Adventist, a former Adventist who who left Christianity and tried to join other religions, African spirituality, and all other things. But he has ended up with his own thing, which he calls Farmers of Thought, and he is writing his own gospel, the gospel according to Joshua Maponga. And the other person who inspires me a lot again is Vusi Tembekwayo. And the first video that I came across of Vusi that I at least remember was where he talked about the growth mindset. And I remember I was in my first year in school, was a bit tough. Yeah, I was failing terribly, and I didn't know where to start from. So I came across this video of Vosi talking about the growth mindset, and he says having a growth mindset. So he says having a growth mindset means you understanding where you are as a person, you understanding where you are as an individual, understanding that of course you have limitations, and in your limitations you decide to say, okay, I'm going to take a few steps in order to move out of this space that I am. So firstly you recognize that okay, I have limitations, and you look at the things that you already have, and you work with the things you have. And in working with the things you have, you also um, take note of the steps that you must take in order to get to another level. So you simply agree that you're limited, but you also understand that you can do better and you can take a few steps and change your situation. Yeah, basically that's that. There are a few other people that inspire me a lot. For example, Professor um, P.L. Lumumba and other Pan Africanists that inspire me a lot. But these are a few people that have so far inspired me. Yeah. And lastly, to just say thank you to those of you that have so far been supporting, and thank you to those of you that will be supporting this journey going forward. I hope I can build more confidence. I hope I can get more equipment, and of course that is going to happen. And when I get new equipment, or when I get better equipment, I hope I can give you guys better content and, yeah, better ideas. I believe in the African youth, and I believe we can achieve a lot. Yeah, thank you.